New OpenClaw update is insane. You have an AI assistant on your phone right now, but it can't actually do anything for you. It can't check your inbox. It can't manage your calendar. It can't run tasks while you sleep. That's because most AI tools are locked behind someone else's servers, someone else's rules, and a very limited set of things they're allowed to touch. OpenClaw changes that completely, and the new update just made it even more powerful and a whole lot safer. First, a quick background on where this thing came from, because the origin story actually matters for understanding why it's so different. Back in November 2025, a developer named Peter Steinberger built a weekend project, just something he threw together. He called it ClaudeBot. It was basically a way to connect an AI model to the chat apps you already use, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, and let it actually do things on your machine. Then something crazy happened. It went viral. We're talking over 100,000 GitHub stars, 2 million visitors in a single week. Anthropic's legal team got in touch about the name, so it became Moltbot briefly. Then, after a trademark check came back clear, it became what it is today, OpenClaw. And look, that naming journey is actually kind of funny, but here's what matters. The product underneath kept getting better through all of it. So, what is OpenClaw at its core? It's an open agent platform that runs directly on your machine, your laptop, your home server, or a VPS you control. It connects to the chat apps you already use every day: WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Slack, Teams, iMessage, Signal, and from those apps you can give it tasks. The big difference versus other AI tools: your data stays on your machine. It doesn't go through someone else's cloud unless you choose that. What can it actually do? A lot. Browser control, reading and writing files, running shell commands, managing your inbox, calendar tasks. It has persistent memory, so it remembers your preferences and context across conversations. It supports over 50 integrations, including Gmail, GitHub, Spotify, Obsidian, and more. And here's one of the things that makes it really different. It can write its own skills. You can tell it what you want it to be able to do, and it can build the capability itself right inside a Telegram chat. The community calls these extensions skills, and they live in a marketplace called ClawHub, which brings me to the new update. And this is where things get really interesting. Now, before I tell you about the new features, I want to be upfront about something. When something blows up this fast, problems come with it. And OpenClaw is dealing with a real security challenge right now that you need to know about. Here's what happened. As ClawHub, you're the skills marketplace where it grew, bad actors started uploading malicious skills. Research from Bitdefender found that roughly 17% of all OpenClaw skills analyzed in February 2026 were malicious. We're talking skills disguised as helpful tools, but actually designed to steal data, open backdoors, or install malware on your machine. That is a serious problem, and the OpenClaw team didn't sit on it. They announced a partnership with VirusTotal, Google's threat intelligence platform, to scan every single skill uploaded to ClawHub. Here's how it works. When a developer uploads a skill, the platform creates a unique SHA-256 hash, basically a digital fingerprint, and checks it against VirusTotal's database. If there's no existing match, the full skill bundle gets uploaded to VirusTotal for a deeper analysis using their Code Insight feature, which is powered by Google's Gemini. The AI looks at what the code actually does, not just what it claims to do. Based on those results, skills are either auto-approved as benign, flagged with a warning as suspicious, or blocked entirely as malicious, and all existing skills on ClawHub are rescanned every single day. So even if something slips through clean and gets updated with malicious code later, it gets caught. The team is also bringing on a dedicated security advisor, publishing a formal threat model, and setting up a public security roadmap. Now, and this is important, OpenClaw has been very honest that this is not a perfect solution. A cleverly written prompt injection attack or malicious natural language instruction might not trigger a scan. This is one layer of defense with more coming. That kind of transparency is exactly what you want to see from an open source project handling real system access. Now, let's talk about what else is new in this release, because beyond the VirusTotal partnership, OpenClaw shipped several updates worth knowing. New channel support. OpenClaw now works with Twitch and Google Chat through new plugins. So if your workflow lives in either of those, you can now run your assistant directly from there. New model support. The update adds support for Kimi K2.5 and Xiaomi MIMO V2 Flash. This matters because one of OpenClaw's strengths is flexibility. You're not locked into one model provider. You can route to Anthropic, OpenAI, or local models. This update expands those options even further. Web chat image support. You can now send images through the web chat interface, just like you can in WhatsApp or Telegram. So if you want your assistant to look at a screenshot, a document, a photo that now works in web chat. Security commits. This release also includes 34 security-related code commits to harden the codebase. The team also released machine-checkable security models, which is a formal way of verifying the system's security properties. So let's talk about what you can actually do with this thing, because I think a lot of people hear open source AI agent and imagine it's complicated or only for developers. The setup is a single command. You curl the install script and run it. Node.js installs automatically. Then you run the onboard command and follow the steps. Once it's running, you connect it to your chat app of choice, and then you just talk to it like a coworker. You can tell it to clear your inbox, draft and send emails, summarize your calendar for the week, monitor something in the background, and alert you when a condition is met. One user reported running autonomous Claude code loops from his phone, typing fix tests in Telegram, and having OpenClaw handle the full loop while he was away from his desk. Another was walking his dog, messaging from his phone, while OpenClaw communicated with his computer to create detailed spec files, build a skill for a new tool you want to connect. What makes it genuinely different from just using Claude or ChatGPT directly is that it has persistent memory and it runs continuously. It's not a conversation that ends when you close the tab. It's an assistant that's running on your machine, has context about you, and can take action proactively through things like scheduled jobs and reminders. One thing worth noting, you do need an API key from a model provider to use this. It's not a free tool in the sense that you don't need any paid subscription. You're connecting your own model access. Some people use a Claude subscription, some route through OpenAI, some run local models. The platform is flexible, but there is a cost to the underlying model usage depending on how you set it up. The project started as a weekend experiment about 3.5 months ago. It's now one of the fastest moving open source projects out there, and it's only getting more capable.